I think my first experience of that was fairly recent, like literally after Stockholm. That's when I was at, legitimately not even Dota related, it was just in a restaurant. Someone noticed me. So that's the one time. I think before, I'm trying to remember if I've ever run into someone. There are people like in my neighborhood who watch Dota, who's like, hey, we're in your neighborhood. Or friends of my sister's like, I actually watch your brother. But I haven't run into them now. But yeah, that one time in a restaurant, that's the first after Stockholm.
Yeah, Stockholm was my first time that happened. We were literally outside, I think we were drinking some coffee, and some two Swedish dudes walked past, and they were probably like 20 meters away from us, just walking past, and they ended up screaming like, hey, I love SEA Dota, I love SEA Dota, you know? It was just so funny because they had a Swedish accent as well, and it was like they were just screaming that they loved us and they loved SEA Dota, and it was a bit surreal. It was a surreal experience, and now I think now we've gotten a bit more used to it. Like people wanting to take photos and having autographs and stuff, but at first it was really weird. Like it was a really, really weird experience. I had a very pessimistic mindset. I thought when we would come in, the other talent wouldn't be so welcoming because it's quite a competitive atmosphere. So I thought to myself like, oh, it's going to be kind of competitive and there might be a bit of tension in the air. But when we first came in, everyone was really, really, really welcoming, and it was quite sweet to see, you know, like even though every caster is essentially competing, right? Because everyone wants the grand final spot and whatever, but everyone's really sweet and everyone's friendly, and they all just hang out, have dinner together and play games together and laugh together. And it's like there's this unspoken rule of like, we know we're competing with each other, but let's be friends, you know? And I think that's quite a beautiful thing. You know, that's something I truly didn't expect. I was ready for war when I first came in. I was like, oh, you know, we gotta beat these guys. But now I'm like, nah, they're all good. They're cool, you know?
If I didn't pursue casting, legitimately no clue. Like I took animation. I'm very bad at drawing. I might have tried to pursue something, but probably really legitimately no clue.
Yeah, that's a hard question as well, because when I first started, like the whole reason I started casting Dota was I was doing a 9-to-5 job at a bank, and it was so depressing. Like I was miserable. So for me, it was like, I'm going all in. And if it doesn't work, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, because I'm going to be out of money, I'm going to be out of savings, and I'm going to have no career path. So yeah, I sincerely do not know what the hell would have happened had this not worked out. Maybe I would have tried to open a business, but I don't know if I would have even had the capital to start one at that point, to be honest. So I guess that would have been wishful thinking, honestly. I have no clue.
Best Dota 2 hero of Mike, in his view, he would always say Earth Spirit. He thinks his Earth Spirit or Clockwork are his best. And I think that's something he loves to brag about. Oh, my Earth Spirit's so good.
It is.
Oh, they have to keep nerfing that hero.
It is.
Oh, it's so hard to play. Only the good players can make it look good.
It's true.
Yeah, that's his favorite.
It is. And he always talks to me about Undying and Lion and Nyx Assassin. And see, this guy's weird, right? Because his favorite time in Dota is when you could self-deny yourself.
Yes.
Like he used to love to buy Soul Ring and just kill himself and reset and go again. So he's like a real misogynist, this guy. So when that got removed, he got really, really upset.
I've never been happy with Dota.
He's never recovered.
No.
He hasn't recovered since.
Legitimately, like my most fun in Dota 2 is picking Pudge as a 5, rushing Soul Ring, buying space and just having all these stats but not getting gold. It's perfect. It's broken.
You know, now he just dies. Before he could die on purpose, and now he just dies, which is a really, you know, there's no excuse anymore.
It's the principle. It's having control of who gets to choose that destiny for. I want to choose it. You know, it's my control. It's my game. I guess the most interesting thing is the arena for me. Again, it felt like we had a lot of people going up to the panel desk, our little casting desk, in comparison to a lot more people. And my family was here. So the interesting thing was my dad would stand by our desk and he would act like a bouncer. It's like, oh, okay, you want a picture? I'll hold your phone. I'll take a picture for you. So that was always funny. I don't think anyone assumed that dude was my dad, but my dad was there taking everyone's pictures. And no one from the talents knew who my parents were. And my dad was apparently a really big fan of Slacks. It's his first time meeting Slacks. He took a selfie with Slacks. And Slacks didn't have a clue who he was. I told Slacks, hey, I think you met my dad and he just laughed. It's like, all right, yeah, I think that's it for me. My family being here, it's a different experience to have them watch you cast.
I got a weird answer to this, right? If it's just Singapore in general. I've been ordering a lot of McDonald's, right? Like I've been ordering a lot of McDonald's, right? And what I've noticed is their Coke has no sugar in it. No matter how much Coke you order, it has no damn sugar. I ordered a normal Coke, there's no sugar in it. I ordered a Coke Zero, no sugar. There's no sugar. I ordered a Sprite, there was no sugar in it. I was literally drinking soda water. It's the weirdest experience for me that I go to McDonald's and I can't have a Coca-Cola, even though the rest of the meal's, garbage anyway. It's insane. But it's cool. It's an experience.
That's the last thing people would think of you.